Well, wait, and that's another thing I've been learning how to do is to be okay with my why without any external validation. My why is my why. My purpose is my purpose. My past has set me up here perfectly orchestrated for me to step into who I'm becoming, who I'm supposed to be. So when I start thinking of it from a space like that, I'm like, wait, this really don't got nothing to do with nobody. This a me thing. Yeah. It's your girl, Ariel Simone. Welcome back to another episode of Full Cup, where we pour intentionally into mind, body, soul. We are reading the book, This Is How You Heal by Brianna Wies, and it is all about self-growth, development, self-awareness, catching yourself, pivoting out of things that don't feel good anymore. This book is so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's so good. If you have, I'm drooling. Hold on. If you have not already seen the other episodes, highly recommend to run those back. And also, y'all, let me know if we prefer Sundays or do we prefer Wednesdays. When do we want a full cup episode to drop? Because it's a weekly ting. And I just want to know, like, what days work best for us. So yes, y'all, I'm so excited. And last episode was all about 7 psychological biases that resist us from our own growth. That was a heavy hitter because having to hear how you resist your own growth, how you self-sabotage, not friendly, not nice, and not gentle. But we pushed through and was like, okay, this is where I need to course correct. This is where I need to pivot. This is what I need to change. So we in better spirits. I hope y'all in better spirits because I feel a lot more like energized around it now. But this new chapter, I'm excited. It's going to talk about letting go, when to release things. And I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like fall, winter, hibernation season, this is sad season. I feel like during the season is the time to really reflect, introspection, and letting go. Literally, the leaves are dropping, it's transitioning, it's shifting. We're letting go things that no longer serve us. We're stepping into more abundance, more alignment, more intention. This is really the season for that, to rest, reflect, and think like, all right, what's serving me and what's not? And how can I let go? How can I let go? So y'all grab your cup right now. I got a nice cup of mushroom coffee. She's a cute girl. Tell me if y'all know where this mug is from. It's literally like my favorite mug ever. So grab you something hydrating, refreshing, something that gives you a little bit more energy. Sit down, even if it's just water. Sit down and let's enjoy this episode. Okay, wait. This is so good. So, okay. When you're ready, This Is How You Heal by Brianna Wies. Oh, God really did me on a high. I don't know what it is. I think I just always wanted to do this. I always wanted to read. And at first I was like, is that corny? Who reads? Who reads on YouTube? But I was just like, but this book is so good and I feel like it can help so many people. And I want to talk. When I read a book, I am craving to talk. But then I'm like, community, like that's more of a one-time event. And then I'm like, what if people aren't there and they need the part of the conversation that might be self-healing, that might help them propel into a better version of themselves? Long story short, I'm so grateful to have y'all here. I really am. I love YouTube because it's longevity. You can watch it when you can. You can do your dishes. You can just clean your crib. You can listen to it while you walk. But okay, I'm just very grateful for y'all. And I might have to say that a few times because I'm in such a good mood. I'm in such a gratitude having mood that like I might have to keep saying it. So please bear with me on that. Like I'm big grateful, never the little one. So just bear with me. So the chapter starts off heavy, like you have to practice letting go. Love that. Almost every last one of us lives with the assumption that if something is not right for us, it will simply be pulled away in time. We linger, we wonder, we grasp onto what's so clearly not a match, and we wait for the universe to do the dirty work and feel devastated once it's done. That's true. We think of letting go as a last-ditch effort to our own progress and sanity. We will only let go if we have to, only if we are forced, only if the world truly proves to us that something is not meant to be. There is an easier way. Letting go is not an event. It is a practice. What does she mean by that? What does she mean? Hold on. She goes, it is something we learn to do with the small stuff. So when the big stuff comes around, we know how. We have to learn to let go of thoughts, of moments. We have to let go of acquaintances, care for others' opinions, so many petty arguments and fights we can choose not to pick. We have to learn to let go of the items that serve only as relics of a time that has passed, the clothes that dress the people we no longer are. We have to learn how to let go of the dreams we choose for the people we eventually outgrew. We have to learn to let go of the idea that other people are meant to live up to our expectations of them rather than their own unpredictable truths. We have made the process of letting go seem like this superhuman feat only attainable for the truly enlightened. We find so many ways around it. Revenge bodies, gaining closure, proving them wrong. We find so many ways to at once make it seem as though we have moved on completely and yet remain precisely where we used to be, living through the gaze of what we imagine someone else might see. Letting go is as effortless as an exhale. You do it all the time. There are so many thousands of things you have released and only a few that you're still clinging on to. Sometimes letting go is an action. Sometimes it is a decision. And very often it is a matter of distraction. We let go not when we think we are supposed to, but when our minds move on to reciting different stories, building new realities. We move on not when we have adequately picked apart the pieces of what used to be, but when we begin to think more about what we'd like to build in its place. We aren't really letting go. We are just accepting what's already gone. What we are actually releasing is just an idea we had about who we were or who someone else could be, an idea we had about how the future would unfold and how we would arrive to it, an idea we had about the world and how it works and whether or not we are safe. You see, letting go is not a process of simply releasing into nothingness. It is a process of profound growth. In place of what no longer serves, we are forced to reach for what will finally heal. We love that. We love that. Okay, that was a nice short chapter. We love that. Oh my God. Then she goes on to say, this is how you find the confidence to pursue what you really love. This is for the person who finds themselves staring wide-eyed at the prospect of their dreams while their chest sinks in as they become overwhelmed with doubt, with dread, with fear, that this feeling might be a sign not to move forward. This is for every person whose thoughts are imagined echoes of what the world might say, all of which ultimately circles back to the same sentiment. Who are you to do this? Maybe you're young and you're learning. Maybe you're not so young and you have an established career that's a safe bet to a fast and easy retirement. Maybe you're switching fields entirely. Maybe you're trying something completely new. Maybe you're finally getting the courage to share what you've been creating and dreaming of since you were doing it alone in your childhood bedroom. No matter where these words may find you on your journey, they are for you if there is something deep within you calling you to your future and an overwhelming doubt trying to keep you stuck right where you are. We don't want doubt to keep us stuck. No. What does she say though? You need to look around, not at all the greats, not at your idols. Comparing yourself to them will only make you feel small and unworthy. Instead of measuring yourself up by the standard, consider their success as proof of what's possible and then look beside you. Watch your peers. See what those around you are doing. Notice how many artists are creating and building businesses born of their passions. Watch how many writers are crafting poems, how many coaches are leading their clients, how many classes are selling, how education is moving, how art is being purchased and displayed. The world we live in today makes things possible that were completely impossible just a few years ago. People want to support you. They want to learn from you. They want to grow with you. You are a part of this ecosystem you already fit in. Oh my God. I don't know who needs to hear this, but show up and show out. There is a tribe eagerly waiting for you. They sitting at the door like, I know I'm going to be able to relate to this person. They're excited to see what you bring to the table. They're excited to see how you come out. Do it. 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 It's a game changer. Do it. Okay, she goes on to say, if you watch those beside you for long enough, what you'll notice is that those who are steadfast in the life of their deepest longing aren't necessarily the most gifted, the most outrageously talented, or the most perfect at their craft. What they are is just a few steps ahead of you because they showed up consistently during the time you spent wondering if you should. Period. Okay. When we are too good at something, our practice of it often devolves into mania and madness. We become assumed with it. Our sense of importance eclipses the work itself and we render ourselves paralyzed. You don't need to be this way. It doesn't have to look like this. Those idols you're in the shadows of, they had day jobs. That's a fact. That's a fact. Keep going. Those people who live long, fulfilling lives pursuing what they truly love didn't always make their income from it or even a lot of money from it. Others did and do. Either way, you don't need to measure your worthiness as an artist or creator or entrepreneur or seeker by the level at which your commitment overshadows all else. Hold on. What she mean by that? Showing up is what makes your work worthwhile. Showing up is what creates your worth. Showing up and allowing is what makes your best product. Okay. It is not comparisons of expertise. It is not complexity or realism. It is not who has the hottest, quickest take. It is not who's successful fastest or who's the most front facing about it. It is not about the few people who can create absolute masterpieces of their work in their lives, but the many people who are willing to show up and do the best they can, create what inspires them and makes them think and feel, who prove that often what we want to share and consume is more about what resonates on a human level than what's so impressive. It becomes compelling. Okay. The art on walls of museums is without question extraordinary, but it isn't often on the walls of homes, and it's not because of the price, because one could get a print or a similar edition. What's on the walls of homes are the messages that speak to us. That's what's on people's bookshelves. That's what's in their reading queue. That's what they share with those that they love. That's what they choose to purchase. That's what they choose to engage with. You do not have to be a fine artist to be worth pursuing what you love. You don't need to be a best-selling author. You don't need to be on television. You don't need to be a household name. You don't need to write the next novel that's studied in classrooms around the country. You do not need to be the most impressive, elusive, or untouchable. You do not need a huge audience. You do not need a lot of people to believe in your ability. All you need is the willingness to create something that is authentic and true and moving to you. Something that lifts you out of your human experience and into another. Something that makes sense of the past, clears your perception of the future, makes you experience the same emotions you did when you first fell in love or learned to let go or felt completely at awe or inspired or at peace. Oh my God. Oh my God. Was I not just saying that? Was I not just saying that about Full Cup? A part of me was like, oh my God, like, I'm not an author. Can I do Full Cup? Even though I do write ebooks. I do write ebooks. Huh? I do. Hi, Papa. What do you think? What do you think people could do whatever they want? Can people do whatever they want? Huh? Yeah. Yeah, people can do whatever they want. Period. That's what I'm talking about. You want to come up here? Okay. Come. Thank you. Oh, you're so sweet to me. Oh, you're so sweet to me. Come. Sit. Up. Sit. Okay. You comfortable or no? All right. My dog wanted to be in this video so bad. I love that. Thank you. You're so sweet to me. Thank you, Papa. You're really sweet to me. All right. She went in just now. She went in. But I definitely feel that way about Full Cup. A part of me was like, I'm not an author. Should I be reading? Or like, I don't have a book club. Should I be doing this? Or no, do it. Do it. I am a holistic nutritionist and a wellness influencer. This is all about healing, growth, and development. Do it. Do it. Get back to your purpose. Get back to your passion. Get back to your why. Because that's what it really is for me. It's like getting back to my why. Why is it that I want to do this? Because I want to have intentional conversations that allow us to pour into ourselves, that allow us to see things differently, that allows us to expand and grow. And that's really why I was like, nah, this is what I want to do. This was for me. And we doing it. And we averaging a good amount of views. I'm just praying and hoping that people stay, people gravitate, and people keep engaging. That's all I can do. But regardless, I'm walking in alignment and it feels good. Wait, and that's another thing I've been learning how to do is to be okay with my why without any external validation. My why is my why. My purpose is my purpose. My past has set me up here perfectly orchestrated for me to step into who I'm becoming, who I'm supposed to be. So when I start thinking of it from a space like that, I'm like, wait, this really don't got nothing to do with nobody. This a me thing. And from there, we're going to see who's in alignment down the line. Whoever's supposed to be there, supposed to be there, and we litty. But whoever not is also litty on their own terms. So I say all this to say, like, step into your path, step into your why, step into your want and the things that you want to do. When you think about how you want to feel and who you want to become, step out and do it. Think about their habits, their eating practices, what they like to do for fun, what type of books they like to read, all of that. Think about your future self in that type of aspect. Show up and be her. Show up and be her, and then see what gravitates towards you. You will be surprised. You will be surprised, because I also feel like the universe loves meeting us halfway. It love it bad, 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 bad. It'd be like, oh, that's you meeting yourself halfway. That's you pulling up to the potential. Oh, that's you. Here, 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 here. That's what I think happens. That is essentially what I think happens. So it's a very, very beautiful and serendipitous journey. It truly is. So I've been working with a life coach lately, and she has been asking me the most high mileage, intentional questions ever. The other day, she was just like, if you are your most successful self, how would you feel? And I was like, oh, I would feel light and lifted and elevated, like I'm blossoming, like I'm growing, like I'm in alignment. I would feel like I'm that girl, like literally that girl. So then she was like, okay, period. I like the way you lighten up right now. So let's write down 50 reasons why you're that girl right now. And let's not add any external validation in there. Let's just talk about who you are, your character, your energy, how you show up, what you bring, everything that has to do with just you and your internal world. And I just was like, hold on. So don't talk about my looks. Don't talk about my following. Don't talk about, no, talk about how you show up. Why are you that girl? How do you dress? What are your habits? How do you eat? Where do you go? What do you like to do? What do you read? How do you expand? What are you learning? I said, and did it. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but this might be some great journal work for you, some great audio journaling, video journaling. 50 reasons why you're that girl. 50 reasons. And like, try to have it not have anything to do with external validation. Like, oh, people call me pretty. People say this. Who are you, and why is that so incredibly special? Period. We got some homework to do, and we got some inner self work to do. We got some play work to do. It's not even homework. She doesn't like to call it homework. She calls it play work. Inner child play work. Love it, bad, y'all. And I feel like that might help somebody. I feel like it might help y'all. So definitely write it down and see what comes up for you, because it might really, really hit. Okay, so we are back at the book. My bad, I get a little off track sometimes because I just get so excited. And we're at the part where she goes, this is what should arrive into the hands of our fellow human beings. If you are looking for permission to do what you love, if you are seeking the confidence to pursue what you would like to spend your days doing, what you are really asking for is whether or not you are good enough to be worth people's time. So know this. People want to hear stories that sound like their own. They want to read work that meets them precisely where they are. They want to collect and consume that which makes them feel understood. They want to see outside of them a little piece of what's already in them. And the only way you can create that for other people is to pull out a slither of your soul and put it on the paper. That's all. It's easy to buy into the idea that what we were exposed to as good growing up and in school is the entirety of what goodness is. That good is typically defined by a very specific measure. It is also handpicked by those who probably have an agenda. It is not comprehensive. It is not representative. It usually doesn't speak to people the way it might have 100 years ago. The art we need today is different because we don't need to create in order to prove something about our talent anymore. Instead, we need to create to share energy. We can create to express experiences. We can create to make people feel heard and understood. We can create to heal ourselves and to extend that healing outward. If you are looking for a sign, looking for something to convince you that you are enough for your own destiny, you will have to start with the first emboldening thing, which is to feel your life from the inside instead of perceiving it from the outside. I absolutely love that because that's another reason why I had to cool it off social media. I felt like too many outside things were starting to affect the inside world. And I just know through experience and through healing and through recovering that the inside world is what really reflects our outside world. It's not the other way around. So I love that. Then she goes on to say, you will have to start to deconstruct the way you have lived prior to this moment. Because if you're like most people, the majority of what you do and choose and believe is your own vision is actually a copy of someone else's, a means to an end. And the end is always connection. You will have to decide that living in accordance with your innermost truth is your top priority, for which anything can be risked and everything must. You will have to decide the extent to which you are willing to meet your soul at the mountaintop, how far you will climb, and how much you will care, and how deeply you will commit to the work, because this is work. You will have to say goodbye to certainties. I love that, because a risk is a risk. Everything's not going to be certain. Everything is not going to be predictable. You will have to say bye to certainties. 5-year plans, regular paychecks, easy explanations about what you do. The things that make people feel less fear, but not more alive. You will have to draft a vision for what you could see your life becoming. You will need to be ambitious, because if you're going to go for it, you need to go all the way. While you're doing this, you will need to remove any pieces of that vision that is contingent upon trying to prove your worth to someone who might want to work with you. Your worth is your own. Oh, bye, Papa. Your worth is your own to share and for the world to see. No more playing mind games with yourself. You have to become a perpetual Oh my God, y'all. My camera battery just died. So you're going to see like a shift of quality, color grading, and maybe audio. But I definitely want to finish this chapter with y'all. This is really important to me. I was like, the show must go on. You will have to become a perpetual student. You will have to learn about business, even if you're an artist. You will have to learn about art, even if you are a business owner. You will have to determine where to create your platform, how to weave together your community, where your presence will be more impactful, and how. You will have to figure out the ecosystem that will become your life, the ways in which you will create and share, and then allow your work to ripple outward and into infinitely more. You will have to start where you are. You will have to be humbled. You will have to stop knocking at the door and build your own hallway. You will have to test and try to change things. Your first approach won't be your last. You will have to be willing to throw spaghetti at the wall more times than you think you should. You will have to be willing to fold, not because something isn't working, but because something else could work better. You will have to reinvent your self-image. Oh my gosh, she keeps going on to say like, you will have to, but we're going to definitely bring that back into the next chapter, into the next episode. But y'all, what do y'all think? What do y'all think about what she's saying about letting go? What do we take away from this? What do you think she's ultimately saying? Like, did anything kind of pierce you or like allow you to see things a little differently? Did anything just feel like affirmations? Like, I already knew that and I'm stepping into this. Did anything feel like, I don't agree? I don't agree, actually. Just anything stick out to you. For me, what stuck out to me the most is just start. That's what it gave to me. It gave start and see what happens. Start. So whether it's a YouTube channel or it's a business or it's a brand or it's something that you want to do like a podcast or it's a clothing line or it's a hair care line, it's given start. Like, what's the worst that can happen? Just start and see what's like see it a little lighter than what it actually is. Just start flirting with it. Just start feeling like, I'm gonna flirt with you a little bit. We're gonna kiss a little bit. That's it. When it comes a little bit, and then strategy and more organization and structure will start to flow. So y'all, tell me what y'all think about this episode. We're gonna wrap her up here. I just want to say thank you so much for tuning into another episode of Full Cup, where we pour into mind, body, soul. Y'all, I big appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. Big love. Never a little one. Never a little one. You don't even know what a little one is. Y'all, and come back to the next episode. Kilo fait, on m'a tête, fine, oh, bagatelle,